What is going on, Misfits? As always, it is I, Chaos the Gamer. Yeah, I need a better intro, I'm aware. But look, I love Bleeding Edge, right? More than most of the games that I've actually played this year. Honestly, I've had a lot of AAA games come out this year, and I still to this day continue to play Bleeding Edge at least several times during the week. And the reason why is because out of all the games that I can actually play, I can play Bleeding Edge just on a humble, just to have fun, not to be super like stressed out or super upset over things. It's one of those games that I need to go to and not take so seriously. So, as you may have known before, I'm starting to work on Daemon, and you may have noticed that my Daemon is at a very low level, and I don't even have mods equipped, not even good mods at least. But I'm starting to practice on Daemon. Most of you know me as a cool-off player, but I'm starting to tone it down a little bit, and I think I need to go to doing some heavy-hitting melee combos because Daemon, he's a fairly well-rounded character. I honestly have no problems with Daemon. There hasn't been a time when I've gone up against Daemon and I've thought, man, Daemon is just so overpowering. Granted, sometimes he can be if you're an advanced Daemon player, but for the most part, Daemon's abilities are fairly straightforward. So, not going to talk entirely too much in the beginning here. As you can see, I'm going to hang to this right side because, first things first, this new map is huge. I like this map, but oh my god, this new map is huge. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but this map feels way bigger than the other maps. Maybe it's just my perspective on that, but you know, I digress. So, right now I can tell that my team is getting into a serious fight, and I don't think that that is necessarily the best thing to do all the time. I would rather really try to get these 6 power cells. And granted, even though you want me to hold on, I've always had games where at the very start, people choose to fight rather than get the power cells. And when the phase for the power cells are over, we have like 3 power cells to their 6. And it makes no sense sometimes. So, right now, as you can tell, my Daemon, as I've said before, is not the best. But I'm going to practice on this gizmo over here. One thing that I've noticed is that I have a tendency to mash the melee button a little too much even when I don't need to actually finish the combo. So thank God that this Zero is actually here, even though you will see later that he's proven to be a bit on the obnoxious side later on. But whatever. So me and Elbastard are over here, and I'm trying to just get around to understand like a little bit of how the fight is going on. Because like I said, I usually play cool off and I would be immediately in the fight. But as a Daemon player, I kind of approach things a little bit differently, and I can see that that's not necessarily the best thing to do. I don't know why I tried to come at Buttercup the way I did just now. But hey, like I said, everything that I'm doing today in this match is literally just a work in progress. So I'm going to spawn back in, the game's going to glitch out, apparently. But as I'm spawning back in, I'm thinking to myself, I have been struggling against that Buttercup like a lot lately. Mako, I have no problems with her. So far, I have no problems going up against her. For the most part, she seems like a fairly easy character to beat, and she doesn't seem like someone who's very overpowered. Now, Daemon trying to take out Buttercup by himself, Buttercup is going to fucking destroy Daemon. Excuse my language, but man, that is going to happen. And as you can see, the Zero is healing me. He's doing a good job being a Zero, I'm not gonna lie. For the most part, I really dislike getting a Zero that just does not heal me for anything. And I've had matches where that does happen. So, right now, I'm trying to focus in on this Zero, even though I know for a fact that more than likely, it's gonna come at a huge consequence. And like I said, that Buttercup is like right behind me. And my graffiti spray completely failed, though I managed to be able to kill that Zero off. And right now, I'm gonna go for Meko. She's dead. She's definitely dead, especially when you have Maeve on the team. Let's be honest. Maeve didn't even need my help at that time. So we're winning this match, but obviously you can tell that I'm very, very rusty on my actual skills in playing Daemon. More than likely, if I played as Kulov, I would be a lot more confident in these fights, but just trying to stray away from being Daemon all the time. Every time I approach a fight, I always come in with the expectation of being Kulov, and that's kind of what my problem is now. Literally, I'm trying to hit this 0, but it isn't the best thing to do because Daemon doesn't have necessarily the greatest walk speed, and Daemon getting hit from a distance is like his worst nightmare, especially if he's put in the cage by Maeve and Cass just runs up and just starts throwing her feathers at him. So overall, I would say this game, so far it's fairly balanced here, somewhat, only because I'd say honestly like my level of play with Daemon. This Buttercup is, I gotta give it to this Buttercup. Granted, I learned to parry this Buttercup later on in this match because man, she just started getting on my nerve way too much. It got to a point where I was like, I gotta learn how to fight this Buttercup, man. She's really going in right now. So I came in with the Shadow Strike, and my Shadow Strikes have not been the best. Ooh, nice parry. Ooh, nice parry. Now, admittingly, she's probably gonna kill me here, but do you know how hard it is to parry in this game? Granted, I parried that Buttercup twice, but in order to parry in this game, you gotta follow up with something that's very, very good. And one thing I've noticed is that not only is it hard to parry in this game, but parrying is kind of pointless unless you have a good follow-up. Like, if I parried and I went immediately into Shadow Strike, that would be like a oh shit moment, and that would completely surprise her. But parrying in this game hasn't been the most useful thing, and I want to say, other than what you saw just now, I've only parried someone less than 10 times in my life. So, back into the game. Me and Maeve are trying to work on this 0, but holy crap, like I said, this Buttercup is not playing around with me, man. Buttercup is just not having me. And granted, Buttercup's not a very overpowered character. She's not. I honestly have no problems with Buttercup. I've never once complained that Buttercup is just so strong. Now, we just wiped her, and this puts us at a 30-5 lead, and we have 11 power cells. 11 power cells. You'd think that we would actually score this, but like I said, it's better for me to actually show off these losses rather than these constant wins that happen. And believe me, don't get me wrong, I'm doing bad here, but I do actually get a lot of wins in these games. But regardless, it's not about getting wins all the time. It's about playing and understand why it is that you lost, which is kind of the reason why I got into playing fighting games. But that is another story. So, Gizmo over here is probably gonna die. She's about to get jumped. Yeah, she's dead. There's no way around that. And Buttercup, again, I gotta give it to this Buttercup player. Every time the fight goes down, that Buttercup is in there. Like a tank should. Respectfully. And this 0 player, I wouldn't say he's like the best 0 player in the world, but you know, he's doing his thing for his team. Like some 0 players do. I swear, I run into some 0 players and they just do not want to heal me. Not sure why. So that was a good team kill that we just did on Miko. But now I think it's time to follow up and try to kill their 0. Granted, Buttercup, once again, is just not having that. I was able to kill her just now, but that was only due to the help of actually having teammates with me by my side. So right now we are chasing these guys down, and we just lost both 0s on each side. That can actually be a good thing and a bad thing, depending on what it is that's going on. Like I said, we actually have a very strong lead in this game, and I was actually fairly confident that we would win this, believe it or not. But like I've said before in many other videos, it doesn't matter how good of a lead that you have, it literally takes just I've learned this. If you start sucking really, really bad, man, you are gonna lose just like that. So right now, me and this Zero are trying to work in on this Zero over here, and would you look at that? I actually managed to put this guy to sleep effectively this time. I actually managed. Because my graffiti sprays have not been the most accurate, I'll admit that. So right now I'm gonna walk up on this Giz, and Giz is dead. So far, this Gizmo hasn't been like the biggest threat to the team. The biggest threat has been this freaking Buttercup. And even though just for the first time, I managed to actually time that Shadow Strike perfectly, Buttercup is still a serious danger on the enemy team. She's been doing so good against me that it's crazy. Now this Zero literally put a wall up in front of me. Not sure why he actually did that, until I learned a little bit later that this guy didn't approve of my Daemon at all. But you know, it's totally fine. It's whatever. This game isn't meant to be taken so wholeheartedly as most people actually do. But right now in this fight, like I said, Buttercup is just... This person knows their Buttercup character very well. Like, I'm not gonna knock him at all. Buttercup has been knocking me around left and right. And so far, my main goal has been to try to focus on Zero, but I know for a fact that you can't always do that. For some reason, trying to take out Zero isn't always the best thing to do. Now, Zero and Maeve are over here working on this Buttercup. I'm gonna tag in just a bit, but man, told you, Buttercup. Buttercup's like, man, I don't care about any of that. I got the necessary tools to fight all three of you if I want. It's fine. Now, for our Zero to die just now, I'm not necessarily even sure how he did, because I was pretty sure that I was flowing up behind him just now. I was pretty sure about that. So this game is 38-18, and as you can see right now they have 16 power cells, which is probably where the balance is gonna shift a little bit. And in toxic news, this guy just posted that he's beating me in every stat in this game. Now admittedly, certain Zero players can actually do that if they play very well. But here's the thing. I don't care. Don't get me wrong, like, you have no idea how many times I've played with a Daemon who does not know how to play. The number of times that I've played with a Zero who does not heal me once. The number of times that this stuff actually happens is very repetitive, and it's a lot in Bleeding Edge. But for me, you can see how this actually got to me in the middle of the match. I'm like, dude, that is totally good for you if you manage to be very good with your character. If this was my other Kulov, I would say this is a totally different scenario. But regardless, I wouldn't say that this guy is like totally toxic, but in a way, having a Daemon that isn't doing as good as your healer, it does necessarily say something. But like I said, for this match in particular, and as far as I'm concerned with my Daemon, I'm playing these games to just get a better understanding of playing with Daemon, because like I said, I went through the entirety of Bleeding Edge playing with Kulov, and my Kulov percentage is very good, so I can care less about being the best Daemon in the world or whatever it is that people want to do. And regardless, man, these guys are just jumping the crap out of me. Holy crap. Dude, I can't help but laugh at my gameplay sometimes, because it's like these guys were jumping the crap out of me just now. It can't be helped sometimes, regardless. So, as you can see, they managed to come back 45-40, and we have 15 power cells. Something that I have learned is that holding on to 15 power cells is so dangerous, it's not even funny. And granted, I see what this Maeve is trying to do. He's trying to hold out, but they're trying to jump him. And yeah, he's asking for help. And I understand exactly where he's coming from. But if I can be very frank, We have got to stop hoarding so many power cells. You have no idea how easy of a switch it is for the other team if they manage to kill you and you have like 20 power cells. That's literally the entire game right there. So you'll see, I'm trying to kill this Gizmo, but since Gizmo's running away, I think I just might leave her alone and I'm gonna go for Zero. Zero is, nope, he's not dead yet. I thought he was, but he's not dead yet. I can't chase the Zero down. Yeah, I can't chase that Zero down. I'm not even sure why I'm trying. But regardless, trying to get back into this fight. It is 47 to 40. We are still holding on to 15, but as you can see, my Maeve over here, this guy's healing me. He should have been concerned about healing our Maeve because Maeve is getting jumped down there and she's the top priority right now. And just like that, they have 12 power cells. I can appreciate this guy trying to help me out because he knows I'm not a good Daemon, but yo, you should have focused on the character that has those power cells, man. Like, my Shadow Strike here isn't gonna help this team at all. I'm telling you right now. We can do whatever it is to fight these guys off, but regardless of which, this is literally the end of the game. And you can tell it's the end of the game because someone decided to leave on our team. Again, I don't know if that is from the game itself or if people are choosing to purposely leave matches, but guys, I say this a lot. Stop leaving matches and just accept the loss. Here's the thing, this is 47 to 50. This wasn't like a super bad game, but it was a fairly decent game nonetheless. Now, I just went 12 and 5, and I don't necessarily care about the kills and deaths anymore compared to when I'm playing with Kulov, because Kulov is my main. What I mainly care about is how good was I at actually trying to get the team back up to speed. So, guys, regardless, thank you for watching my horrendous Daemon gameplay. I really do appreciate you guys watching these videos. It does make me happy. It really does. And for all of you players out there watching this, stop taking it so seriously. Being toxic is not going to help me win, and it is not going to help you become a better player. I will work on becoming a better Daemon, but you guys gotta work on being better people in general. I'll see you around. Peace.